Hi, so this week's column is about waterproof mascaras. I'm not going to show you a tutorial on mascaras because I've already done one, and if you look through the archives you can see exactly how I put on mascara if that's something you want to know about top and bottom lashes. So just type in mascara into the search engine and you'll get that video from before, so I won't repeat myself. The column itself is on waterproof mascaras. Just to briefly recap, waterproof mascaras are very different from normal mascaras. They tend to have an oil base so that they don't come off when it rains or when you're swimming or so on. The downside of them is they're really, really hard to get off, and you need to use a creamy cleanser or an oil-based eye makeup remover instead of maybe your normal hot cloth cleansing where you use hot water in a cleanser. So you may just need to work a bit harder to get them off, but the ones I've chosen, I have specifically chosen in that they weren't hell to remove, so you should be all right with those. But for the video, it just seemed silly to go over the same stuff as in the column because there really wasn't much more to say. So I just wanted to use this opportunity to show you some non-waterproof mascaras that have come out since I did the last mascara video that I really, really like, and I just wanted to highlight them to you because I haven't had the opportunity to before. So all of these are non-waterproof mascaras, but I did just want to mention them to you. One thing I'm not going to include today are lash extending mascaras, which are ones that put fibres on your lashes to extend them. The reason I'm not going to talk about them is I'm going to do a whole column on them because I think it's really exciting and there are some really good ones coming up. So I'm going to do that in probably about 6-8 weeks time. So we'll come back to those. These are just normal mascaras, but they all have a little something about them that I felt was interesting. The first thing I wanted to talk about is this new thing of eye brightening mascaras. So what these are doing, it's quite a new idea in mascara. What they're doing is they're putting a slight tint in with the black to make the colours, the iris of your eyes look more pronounced and the whites of your eyes brighter. So what they do is it's a fully black mascara, except then there's a little addition of colour. So for example, Max Factor have brought out a whole new range for different coloured eyes. So they have brown eyes, blue eyes and green eyes. And it's going to be very hard for you to pick this up on camera, but this is one for green eyes, and it's a black mascara, but it's got a little bit of sort of violet, shimmering violet going through it, which really picks up the green in your eyes. And then there are different versions for all different eye colours. And apart from anything else, whether you buy into that or not, I personally do think they look really nice, but whether you buy into that or not, I think it's a really good mascara. I really like the brush. I like these plastic brushes more than I like the bristle ones in general. And I've been trying them, and I've obviously been trying the one for green eyes because my eyes are green, and I think it's a really, really good mascara and really cheap as well. Mascaras have to be changed so frequently that I often favour a cheaper price point because they just don't last long enough. Also, Origins. Really exciting thing happening at Origins. Origins are relaunching their makeup, and now they're only doing makeup with Origins properties in them, so skincare properties or treatment properties. So in the past, whereas they just did makeup, which didn't really fit with the Origins ethos, now all their makeup has a treatment property. So for example, they're doing a light reflector which has eye cream technology in it. For example, foundation with skincare technology in it. And this mascara is a brightening mascara again, so it has that hint of colour in it. Good, nice round brush, but it also has lash conditioners in it and things to treat your lashes and leave them soft and healthy. It's again a really nice mascara. It still lengthens and lifts and everything that you'd want a mascara to do, but it has that treatment property in it. Another mascara that I really want to show you because I just love it, it's such a good idea. Tom Peugeot, who is the makeup artist for Estee Lauder, and also has worked with Madonna and all sorts of people. He's an amazing makeup artist. He's in charge of Estee Lauder Colour, and this season he's done a double mascara called Sumptuous Two Tone based on what he did on the catwalks. And it's just a double-ended mascara. One is black, one side is black, and the other side is brown, but with a much smaller brush. And the idea is that you put the black on the top lashes and the brown on the bottom lashes. And actually, it's not something I'd ever tried before. And it works really beautifully. It looks really soft, gives more of a depth of field. It looks really great. There aren't many of these left. It's still out now. There aren't tons of them left, but I am told at time of filming that they are still out there if you want to get one. But of course you can emulate it with one black mascara, one brown mascara. But the genius of this is it has a tiny bottom lash brush like the Clinique bottom lash mascara for the brown, and black for the top. You could also always take an old brush from your bottom lash mascara, wash it out and dip it into a brown mascara, and you would get the same effect. I'm really, by the way, if you do own the bottom lash mascara, I really recommend you do that anyway. Keep the brushes and wash them out, because they're really, really useful for separating, really useful for corners of eyes and so on. Brilliant product, bottom lash. Paul and Joe have done a similar thing, a similar duo mascara. Although they're the same colour, they've got two different brushes. And this is a lovely sage green one. They've got a comb at one end for doing bottom lashes and tricky to reach areas like the corners, and then they've got a traditional bushy brush at the other end, and you still get quite a good helping of mascara. Paul and Joe's a lovely makeup brand. Another thing that we're seeing a lot of now is mascaras infused with lash serums. So obviously most people have heard of Rapid Lash, which is a growth serum to make your eyelashes grow. I'm sorry, they absolutely do work. I was such a doubting Thomas about it. When I was first shown Rapid Lash a few years ago, I said, no, load of nonsense. It's the most anti-me product ever. It's the kind of thing I would never normally believe in. But it totally, totally works. I've given it to women who've undergone chemo. I've given it to women whose lashes have been damaged by bad eyelash extensions, or women whose brows haven't grown out properly because they've overplucked them, and so on. And I swear, Rapid Lash works, and so do all the others I've tried. The only problem with some of the lash serums is some of them will irritate very sensitive eyes. There are some I can't use, for example, but they do work. They totally do work, and I'd be the last person to admit it if it wasn't true. So now there are mascaras with the serum infused, so you put your Rapid Lash or whatever brand you're using on at night before bed, and then in the day you're using a mascara with the equivalent of Rapid Lash inside the mascara to just keep the treatment going throughout the day. This is a really good one. It's by Urban Decay Lash Mascara, and it has growth serum infused in it, and it's a conditioning mascara. Really, really nice mascara. Nice brush as well. I like this brush. It's sort of shaped like a dumbbell, so it's thinner in the middle, so you can really get into the corners. Really nice mascara. Remember, with all these mascaras, you are going to need to throw them away after about 4 months, and they're going to get pretty manky. Another growth serum infused one is one by Sisley, Ultra Stretch. Lovely mascara, properly expensive because Sisley always is, but it would be silly of me not to show it to you. There are a number of others. MAC now have a lash serum that's very, very good. Revlon do a mascara infused with lash serum, and it's just a nice way, if you're using the serum at night anyway, it's a nice way of doubling up during the day. A serum infused mascara will not be enough on its own. You do need to do the treatment at night, but as I say, they work. Long-lasting mascaras that aren't waterproof but are really good at lasting throughout the day. I use Estee Lauder Double Wear, which I've mentioned a million times, but now there's also Bobbi Brown Intensifying Long Wear Mascara. Really, really, really lasts. I love Bobbi Brown, it's one of my favourite brands, but I've always felt in the past that Bobbi's been slightly lacking in the mascara category. I've never really been in love with any of their mascaras, but this one's really, really, really good. The worm has turned. MAC have this mascara, which isn't brand new, but I've always wanted to talk about it because I do think it's great. It's Haute Naughty Lash, quite a kind of cool packaging, and it has two brushes. It has one for volumizing and then one for intricate work like the corners of the eyes and lengthening. And it's all going into the same tube, so you're not wasting any product, you're not using more of one end than the other. It's all going into the same tube. It's just a double brush, which I think is quite clever. The other mascara I wanted to talk to you about doesn't fit into any of these categories, but it's so great. I really, really like it. It's Film Noir by Hourglass. I really like this new brand, Hourglass. It's not cheap, it's a premium product, and it's sold in Space NK and Liberty. It's absolutely gorgeous, and this mascara, Film Noir, will I get into this one? I don't know. It's like Fort Knox, I don't know if I can get into it, but it's, this is something I could possibly have done before we started filming. It gives, oh, here we are. It gives a really, really dramatic kind of false eyelash effect. So like the Yves Saint Laurent Faux Seal, which I like a lot, which gives a really, really dramatic effect for kind of nights out. The Hourglass one does the same, and it's just really, really cool packaging. It's called Film Noir, great present. I'd be really happy to receive that. Really nice kind of ergonomic design. I like that the brush is narrow like that. You get a much better grip than a round one. And what it is, it doesn't have a mascara brush, it has a paint brush, and you paint it onto the lashes, and it's so fine, it really, really doesn't clog up. I mean, you can always go through the comb afterwards, but it really, really doesn't clog up. You just paint it directly onto the lashes. It's brilliant for brides and so on. I really, really like it on brides because it gives a really, really dramatic effect, but with no clogging. It's great mascara. And then also, you just can't go wrong, I think, with Yves Saint Laurent False Lash Effect. It's a brilliant mascara. Again, so dramatic, maybe not your jeans and t-shirt mascara, but for a night out, it sort of gives that effect of wearing falsies. You can also, of course, put mascara over false lashes. You can't put mascara on over lash extensions, or you shouldn't, because you will shorten their life, because you'll have to take it off, so you'll have to tug at your extensions. But if you're wearing strip lashes, as I showed you in the false lash video, you want to put those on first and then put your mascara on. Or if you put your mascara on first, you need to let it dry fully before you try and put your strip lashes on. I personally like to do it at the end, and I always like to wipe the mascara once so it's not too clogged up, so it doesn't make all the falsies stick together. Lancome has Hypno Star, which again, another really, really dramatic, it's a great sort of triangular brush, really dramatic effect, lovely, lovely shades. Lancome are famous for their mascaras, and with good reason. All their mascaras are really, really good. So I wanted to talk to you about those just because in general I find mascara quite boring, I have to say, and quite unsatisfying. Considering we all really, really want and think we need it, they're generally not very exciting, and they're often not very good. So I really wanted to pinpoint those because they've come out, most of them quite recently, and I think they're all brilliant. So bit off topic because the column's about waterproof mascaras, but I think I said it all in the column. Anyway, I'll see you next week. Thanks, bye.